the levels of understanding in Wing Chun. Some people get stuck, and you know, you can imagine if all you knew was Pak Sao. There's more than one way to do Pak Sao, obviously. But if you're only on that level where you do Pak Sao out here, that's your level of understanding. And I have, as people progress through the system, they get into Chi Sao, and I teach people a very broken down way of doing techniques in Chi Sao initially. And you know, with the understanding that you know, you're supposed to work with these, make them smooth, chain them together. You start a technique and you lose the center line, well, then you flow into another technique, as opposed to rigidly thinking about it. When this happens, then only this can happen. You know, my response must be this because this happens. You are expected to put your own, apply your own thought processes to the system to develop your own Kung Fu. That's another unique thing about Wing Chun is, you know, because we have these guiding principles, we also expect you to develop your own Kung Fu. It's an art, and art is an expression of what's inside of you. And so everybody's Wing Chun is going to be different. So I have my Kung Fu, which is an expression of myself, but that's not what I try to teach my students. I try to teach them the main principles, and then allow them to develop their own Kung Fu, which is going to be different from mine, I hope. Because if yours was the same as mine, you'd have, I have weaknesses, you have weaknesses, so you'd have two sets of weaknesses as opposed to only your weaknesses, you know? So, and there's some things that I am going to do really, really well, but you may not be able to do as well. So it's okay, you know? That's why we have a big system with lots of techniques in it that, you know, you can excel at your particular technique or particular set of techniques or set of skills, and other people will excel at something else. So it's supposed to be that way.